This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
You can't make this up, guys. You cannot make this up. You can't do it. You can't do it. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here live on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel, and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. About an hour and a half ago, I just finished the latest post-game show, the Locked On Rams Squad show. So if you are a Rams fan and you don't know about that yet, was on with Michael Brockers, Rams legend. Make sure to check that out. But I say that to say, I come from that game and that show where mid-show, I'm tracking the Angels score and I'm curious what's going on. And of course, we know what happened yesterday. I'm bummed I wasn't able to do the show yesterday because I would have been absolutely furious that what we feared and predicted happened. The Angels, we just knew that sweep against the Dodgers was going to do one of two things. And it's funny, this team has stayed average in terms of their record all year. We always say how the Angels' record has been around 500 the whole season and how this is an average coin flip baseball team, right? But what else have I said? I've said that throughout that, despite that, we don't feel level ever, if that makes sense. We're either hitting a bunch of home runs and winning 7 games in a row, and Taylor Ward is on a tear, and Joe Adell is hitting a home run in 3 or 4 straight games, and Mike Trout is hot again, and Zach Neto looks like the best shortstop on planet Earth, and the bullpen is actually playing well, and we're beating the Dodgers 6 times out of 6, or the team falls off a cliff. We strike out 20 times. The bullpen is the blow pen. Jack Kohanowitz is doing Jack Kohanowitz things. We get the occasional blow-up start from a Soriano or a Kikuchi or whatever. Ray Montgomery does something foolish, right? For games in a row. I don't know what it is with this team, but there's average teams that win and then lose and then win and then lose. And then there's average teams like the Angels that win, lose. And so you just knew after that Dodgers sweep that there was 2 options. And of course, when you asked for my prediction on the weekend or what the weekend would look like, I said we'd go 2-1 because I felt like, as much as I think we can sweep the A's, something tells me they're at least going to win 1 game. But I'm a fool that thought that was a logical thing to do. There's no logic with this team. I should have either said we're sweeping the A's or we're getting embarrassed by the A's, coming off of the high of all highs with the Dodgers series. And it did feel like this weekend was going to be a turning point in that if you come off a sweep of the Dodgers and you at least go 2-1 or do sweep the A's, I do see a scenario where this crazy, polarizing, hot and cold baseball club gets really hot. You turn that sweep against the Dodgers into this magical miracle run. If the Angels were ever going to make this wild card run that our GM and our owner and some delusional fans have said is going to happen, it felt like it was always going to need not only a crazy winning streak, but a sweep of the Dodgers type of thing in order for that to happen. And so we get the sweep of the Dodgers and we're thinking, hey, maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what we needed to start some improbable run to the playoffs that we all want so bad. But at the same time, what's way more fitting for the Angels? Boop! To fall off a cliff. And what I want to talk about, we'll get to the game, but as a fan like you all, but also as someone, as a fan who wants the team to win because, it brings me joy, but also I want us to win, and I want what's best for the team in terms of the future and all that. You understand what I'm saying. I try to be reasonable and balanced and all that. And again, like I said, after that Dodgers sweep, it is true. That sweep against the Dodgers, we are going to hopefully, something is going to come from that. Whether it's a year from now in the playoffs, remembering what a Zach Neto can do in the clutch, remembering what a Bryce Ice Teodosio can do in the clutch, remembering what a Kenley Jansen can do in the clutch. And we'll use that in a year or two in a playoff series. Or maybe it's just this meaningful baseball thing, right? I do believe that series and this entire season is going to matter for something, right? It has to. It has to. But at the same time, man, oh man, it all feels like a waste. And that's where I'm starting today.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It feels like a waste because of the energy, the exhaustion that the fan base, but the players as well, the GM, I'm sure, what we've all been put through by this roller coaster of a season. And when I say exhaustion, it's not just me being tired of losing, right? It's not just me being tired of losing. It's me being exhausted and tired of trying to understand if Taylor Ward belongs on this team, understand if Reed Detmers is actually a quality pitcher or not, understand if Logan O'Hoppe has a future at catcher, understand if Mike Trout is washed or still good, understand if we're buyers or sellers or somewhere in between, right? Everything this season, there's been so much debate, and I understand that's what happens when you're around 500 and you're so desperate to win, but you're also so young and so planning for the future, right? But just, I say toxic relationship, it feels like there's no other way to put it, right? The toxic relationship that we have had with guys like Joe Adell for years, wondering if he's going to live up to the draft pick. And I don't even blame him for it, but I'm saying it's still the thing, right? The toxic relationship we have with Taylor Ward, where he has a week where he looks like the best hitter on the planet, and then he'll have 3 weeks where he goes 1 of 50 and he jogs in left field, right? And finally, the exhaustion from celebrating the win streaks that we have, right? It's silly. It feels silly, me being here, and it's kind of fitting, my first show with the Dole background. I don't got the jerseys behind me. I don't got the Angels stuff behind me. In case you're curious, again, it's because I am moving out. In about 4 days, I will be in a different city, certainly in a different apartment or a different housing area. So I have to take stuff off the walls, and very fitting, right? Just 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, on Wednesday, I was sitting here with the nice stuff on the wall, of course, but more importantly, I'm wearing glasses, right? I've got them here. I wish I could be putting them on right now. I'm wearing glasses. I've got the bucket hat on. I'm dancing. I'm waving the banner, right? This team could have just gone 1-2 against the Dodgers and then gone 1-2 against the A's, and we could have crawled to the finish line, and it would have been whatever. I would have been like, hey, we should have sold at the deadline. It's frustrating that we didn't, but oh well, right? But instead, we have the highs of the highs, and it just makes it so much more frustrating when you're at the bottom. At least last year, we were just so used to the team being bad that it was just like, hey, a young guy did well today. We can celebrate that. Part of me almost wants that back because of how painful tonight and last night feel when you counter it with how things felt just a few days ago. It's brutal. It's brutal. It feels like a waste of energy, of time, of hopium, of debates, trade deadline debates, managerial debates, lineup debates, all of it. It's hard not to feel like we got bamboozled this year, man. And we already got bamboozled when our GM said we're competitive when none of us believed we did. But the problem is, then this team convinced us that maybe we had a shot. But no, this feels like it's over, right? And I've said that so many times. I promise I don't try to be a broken record. I promise I don't try to yo-yo my opinion. Even after the Dodgers series, when I said, hey, maybe we're in the race, I was getting called negative by people for using the word maybe, saying, how is it a maybe? Of course we're in the wild card race, right? I've tried to be consistent in that I'm not expecting this team to be in a wild card race. I have not really since we lost our initial winning record, a month into the season. But even the doubters, even though we should be selling like me, guys, we all fell for it a little bit because this team shows us things. And then they do what they did today, where they strike out 11 times. They only had like 5 hits going into the 9th inning. And it does feel like 2024 and that the Angels got some useless runs in the 9th or a useless run in the 9th. So, it's infuriating. It's infuriating. And my biggest question before we take the break is, who is to blame for this trend? This lay an egg against bad teams, compete against good teams. Who is it to blame? Because I've said it multiple times that we are a young team and therefore we are going to be prone to these streaks, winning and losing, because we're all vibes, right? I've been saying we're all vibes. We're all momentum. We take momentum to the next level, right? But that was last year, and that was the beginning of this year. Then it felt like this was a team that consistently was going to make every game close and then do well in close games. And if they lost, it's because their pitching just simply wasn't talented enough or they didn't hit enough home runs, right? But then this trend that we see of balling out against great teams and just being awful against mid teams. And I know you're going to say, Gavin, the record against the A's was good this year, right? Yes. But it doesn't mean it was good overall against bad teams. We just think about what happened this month. We went 1-2 against the White Sox after buying at the deadline. That's a sweep, essentially. You go 1-2 against the Rays, who were absolutely scuffling coming into that series. You blow it against Detroit. And then you do this against the A's, right? So as much as, yes, there's been ownage against the A's specifically this year, let's not act like we have been good against bad teams. We have been below average against bad teams. And I need to understand why. Matthew says it's the players to blame largely. And in this case, this game specifically, Anderson. Angel Hernandez says they do well against good teams because good teams play down to the Angels. Let's be honest. No one in the league is taking them serious. I don't agree. I'll be honest, Angel. I disagree. I respect the comment. I totally understand what you're saying. But I disagree. If this team had a horrible record like last year or something and no Mike Trout, I would agree. But this team was good at the beginning of the season. They've had runs where they've been good. And so if you ask people around the league, sure, generally the aura around the Angels is they're a flawed franchise. But let's not act like it wasn't only a few months ago that MLB.com was like, the Angels win again, right? And the way we win is loud. Let's be honest. We win in notable ways. We don't win 3-1. We don't win 6-2 where, we scored on some base hits. We win in extras. We win in walk-off fashion. We win in games where Taylor Ward has 6 RBIs. We win in games where Joe Adell hits 2 home runs. We win in games where Mike Trout sets a milestone or something. We win in ways that are notable. So I don't think we fly under the radar in this season. We win loudly, if that makes sense. And so I don't think it's because these big teams play down to our level. I don't think the Dodgers played down to our level this week. The games were competitive. They were trying to win. I think this series alone against the Dodgers proves that that's not true, because you know how much the Dodgers did not want to lose those games. We already swept them once. and we're their rivals, kind of. And it's basically a home game for them Monday through Wednesday. So they were not playing down to us. We play up. And you heard Kenley say it in the post-game interview. He said, I need these guys to show me this against other teams. And so that's my question of who is to blame? Because obviously you can't blame Kenley. But is this a manager thing? Is this a top-down thing? Is this the young guys? I mean, let's be honest. Maybe Zach Neto and Logan O'Hoppe and Joe Adell, maybe they need to look themselves in the eyes and say, we as a young core don't get it done against lesser opponents. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think, but we're going to take our break here. When we come back, we'll actually talk about what happened in this game. And then we will quickly talk about Monday because it feels a little less exciting, I'll be honest, but I'm still extremely excited to meet whoever can come to the Big A on Monday before I leave SoCal for good. So we'll talk about that after our break here on an infuriating edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. I'll be right back. Now, on this Saturday, today's show is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, baby. You know it, and I need it right now, I'll be honest. You can probably tell I'm exhausted. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. Now you can amp up with the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hourenergywin.com, or excuse me, it's 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. And today's show is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they are worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. I'm having a glitch here on my screen, I'll be honest. I'm trying to show you the Monarch Money banner. You know what it looks like, though. Monarch Money can do the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Back here live on an infuriating, saddening edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Angels lose. I didn't even say the score. I don't even know if I said who we're playing against. The Angels lost 7-2 to the A's tonight. And they've lost back-to-back games to the A's after that improbable sweep of the Dodgers. They're having an equally improbable collapse in Sacramento, of all places. The Angels came into this series not only off a sweep, but at 59-62, a sweep of the A's array from being 62-62. Then there would have been a homestand against the Reds that I would have been at. It would have been a great time, but we blew it. We have lost back-to-back games against the A's, and now we're in danger of getting swept, and all of this meaning nothing. And I already went on and on about why it feels like a waste of time. We'll quickly break down what happened in this game in case you missed it. Tyler Anderson was on the mound. Unfortunately, he struggled right away. Instantly gave up a 2-run shot to Colby Thomas, who now has back-to-back games with a home run against our Angels, which is frustrating because it's not like he's been a world beater this season. Just 51 at-bats. I get it. He's very new. Another young guy for the Athletics that seems to be a stud, let's be honest. In 51 at-bats now, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, hitting 255, but the OPS almost at 800. But, I mean, the moral of the story is he's an Angels killer already an Angels killer. his first 2 games against the Halos. And let's see what he did yesterday in case you forgot. He had 3 hits, 3 for 3 with the home run, 3 RBIs. And today, a much calmer 1 for 4, but still the solo shot or the 2-run shot that instantly made it 2-0. I'm sorry, Tyler Anderson, just like Kyle Anderson in big 2025, he's just not good enough, right? I don't know. There's no other way to put it. He doesn't throw hard enough. He doesn't have enough control for a guy who doesn't throw hard. I get it. You throw some break, you force some ground balls. It's not good enough, bro. It's not good enough. At the end of the day, in this day and age, you either have to have insane break and control, or you better throw the ball hard, right? With a splitter or a sinker, excuse me. And unfortunately, he does neither. He's too wild for someone who doesn't throw hard. Another 5 walks in this one. He only gave up 3 hits, but 5 walks and the 2-run shot. His ERA now 4.77 because after that 2-run shot in the bottom of the first, the Angels actually get one back in the top of the second, which was good to see. I'm like, I want to see some life, some fight. We saw some fight. A leadoff single from Rengifo, and then despite back-to-back strikeouts, he steals second and then scores on an RBI from Zach Neto. But instantly, it's blown because 2 innings later, after you get a double play and a diving catch from Bryce T in the second, bottom of the third, fly out, then 3 walks in his next 4 batters. And I get it. The strike zone was all over the place. There's videos trending online of 3 pitches that looked like they were in the zone, all called balls in this at-bat against Soderstrom, and I get it. It was brutal. Yeah, I mean, this is a 7-pitch walk where 6 of the pitches could have been called strikes, should have been called strikes. It was infuriating. Would have been strike 3 or would have been out number 3 as well. So obviously it is a bit of a turning point. People are going to say Logan O'Hoppe could have framed it better. I agree with that as well. But the moral of the story is one bad at-bat should not cost you the game, and it cost Tyler Anderson big time because then he gives up a bloop hit to Hernandez, and it's frustrating too because not only do you get screwed there, but then you have a bloop single that scores 2. You feel a little bit bad for Tyler Anderson there, but at the same time, what do we always say? Baseball gods are going to penalize you when you walk people, and so you walked Rooker and Kurtz, and so then, yeah, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubts on calls against Soderstrom, and then with the bases juiced, a bloop shot. A lot of the times it's going to get down and score runs. So scored 2, that made it 4-1. Then the Angels kind of just stopped playing baseball. Let's be honest. They, just like yesterday where they didn't have a hit after the 5th inning, today they didn't have a hit, I believe, after the 4th inning until the 9th inning. Or no, the 5th inning, there was a base hit for Nolan Schanuel, but no hits in the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 7th, couple walks, but no hits in the 8th. And then, of course, in classic 2024 Angels fashion, you get a useless run in the 9th just to make me have to change my thumbnail and title. But yeah, Tyler Anderson was not great. Again, the ERA now 4.77 for him. But let's be honest, he also wasn't terrible enough to lose this game, right? He didn't get very deep either, but still, 5 runs going into the 6th inning should not be enough for the game to be over, but the lineup did nothing, right? Zach Neto was good, 2 for 3. Schanuel was good, 3 for 4. But outside of that, the rest of the team, 2 hits from 3 through 9 in the lineup. Trout with the base hit, Rengifo with the base hit, but Ward goes 0 for 3 with a walk. Moncada does get walked twice, but then Joe Adell, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Logan O'Hoppe, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. And then Bryce T, unfortunately, 0 for 3. He did score a run, but he struck out as well. But 0 for 4 from O'Hoppe, 0 for 4 from Adell, 0 for 3 from Taylor Ward. It's not good enough, guys. It's simply, obviously, not good enough. And if you're going to be a team that draws a couple walks, which was nice to see for once, you got to be clutch when those guys get on base, but we were not. You strand 10 guys on base, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, only 1 RBI, a Zach Neto single, a 2-out RBI, and that was it. So brutal loss. Infuriating. Before we wrap this one up, one more time reminder to anybody that Monday I will be at the Big A. If you don't know, it's why the background's empty behind me. I am unfortunately leaving Southern California, moving back up to the Bay Area. And so Monday, my last chance to meet you guys, at least this year, at the Big A. So Vinny says, yo, Gavin, I'm going to be at the game on Monday. What section are you going to be in? I want to bring you something. Oh, you're going to bring me something, Vinny? Oh, man. Well, that's way too kind of you. Jeez. The section still hasn't been decided. I'll be honest. I was planning to go with one buddy. Now I have another buddy who's probably going to come. And so now we're trying to figure out the section because of that. Did you already buy your ticket, Vinny? If so, let me know what section you will be in. I'll be honest. I think I sat in 212 a couple weeks ago. Did enjoy that. I did enjoy that a lot. I kind of like being behind home plate a little bit, but we'll see. Part of me wants to be on the third baseline, be behind the Angels dugout. I got club level seats with my friend in 316 for cheap. Okay, that might be interesting. Certainly, I'll try to get near there, if not in the section. But the main thing is we will certainly meet before, during, and after the game. That's the whole point of me going, is I want to meet as many of you guys as possible. Yes, Roman, you're right. It should be cool to see Elly De La Cruz live, the second best shortstop in that game, because I'm still taking Zach Neto. Call me crazy. But yeah, if anyone else is able to make it, we'd love to meet you guys. Again, hit me up on Twitter DMs. Twitter DMs are weird sometimes, but hit me up there or hit me up in the YouTube comment section, and I will confirm what section I am in, certainly by the postcast tomorrow. I promise. You know what? I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to buy the tickets, and tomorrow by the postcast, I will know where I'm sitting. But yes, please let me know if you'll be there. Would love to meet any other people as well. But with all that being said, we're going to wrap this one up. Shout out to everybody in here sticking with me even after an abysmal loss like this one. So frustrating. But have a great rest of your Saturday. I got to go to bed. I feel like I'm slurring my words. I'm so tired. 2 post-game shows in one evening. I'm exhausted. It's time for bed. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. I'll see you back here Sunday. Day game, don't forget that. Angels playing at 1 p.m., so I'll be in here around 4. Looking forward to seeing you guys in here, hopefully after a win, probably after a big, impressive win that gets us delusional and thinks we have a shot again, and then we'll probably win, the first 2 games of the Red Series, right? So we'll see. But I'll see you guys back here tomorrow after the game. Peace out, Eric. Nathan, no worries. You shouldn't fly just to see the postcast crew as much as we're lit. I totally understand it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll see you back here tomorrow. And hopefully, I see a lot of you guys on Monday. Take care. Go Angels.